if you're trying to start voice AI business or build an AI agency, you have probably seen a lot of white labeling platforms out there, but most of them are expensive, restrictive, or lock you into subscription that you don't need anymore. By the end of this video, you will know every real option available for white labeling voice AI and starting your own AI agency, including pros and cons and the hidden cost that nobody talks about. And more importantly, I will show you how to build your own white label AI solution by using VAPI's endpoints directly without any commissions. See, connecting, allow the mic, allow this time.
Hi there.
Can you introduce yourself?
Of course. Hi, I'm your friendly AI assistant here.
That other white labeling platforms may charge you. So you can run everything under your own brand, under your own 100% control without paying any extra subscription. If your goal is to become a voice AI agent provider, not just users of other platforms, this video will give you the full picture. Right, so first I want to give you like a complete overview about the voice AI market right now. And I like to use this permit because it showcases everything you might need. So first we have the infrastructure providers. Let's get the bin. So we have providers like OpenAI GPTs for LLMs, Cortesia for text-to-speech or for speech-to-text and the different voices that you might need for your agent to start talking. Value for phone number and telephony services. Claude as my favorite LLM provider. 11 Labs for text-to-speech. Gemini as LLM provider like Value for telephony and phone numbers, connecting your SIP credentials and so on. Microsoft Azure for text-to-speech, speech-text. Chroma for storing and embedding your knowledge in vector databases. So you can answer questions or you can use for RAG purposes or retrieval augmented generation. So all these third parties or infrastructure providers are playing significant role to empower platforms like LiveKit, TensorFlow, Retail AI. All these platforms are built on the top of these providers as the main infrastructure. So when you decide to build an AI agent, it doesn't make sense to start dealing with these providers individually, because you will have like an account in OpenAI, an account in Cortesia, an account in Twilio, an account in Azure, an account in 11 Labs, and so on. It's going to be very exhaustive and it doesn't make any sense. On the top of these providers, we have platforms like LiveKit, VAPI, TensorFlow, Retail AI. And all these platforms are using these providers to give you the full experience, like create agent, attach phone number, change the voice, attach knowledge base. So they are basically handling all these credentials and they are giving you one platform that can cover all your needs. And on the top of these providers, we have white labeling platforms like Voice AI Wrapper, Chat Dash, and Voice Glow. So they are using these platforms to give you the option to white label under your own brand with different tiers based on things that we're going to cover later. But what I want you to understand is just to understand this permit, because it is literally covering the entire game. Yeah, there are so many other platforms that I didn't cover. This is just a complete overview about the market. Now, on the top of these white labeling platforms, we have agencies. So I can create an account in one of these platforms and start my AI agency under my own domain and brand with even my identity. So I can customize pretty much everything. But the problem with these platforms is the cost. They are expensive. Now, let's start with Voice AI Wrapper. So as we can see, they have different tiers starting from $24 up to $416 for the annual subscription. And these are the different tiers. We have the client accounts, so how many accounts that you can attach to your agency. We have very low number. This is very small number for the first tier, which is 5 accounts and unlimited number of agents. Voice minutes usage is unlimited because basically you are handling the payment from the provider itself. So we can check their providers from, I think, to scroll down. So as we can see in features page, I can zoom in. So they have white label multiple voice AI providers such as 11 Labs, Conversational AI, VAPI, Retail, etc. So they are integrating with like 4 platforms, which is pretty good, honestly. But my problem is the prices. It is expensive for anyone want to start their agency. But honestly, they have very cool things like white label retail with the full experience without any missing features. The second one is Wrapper. So let's go to pricing. So they have the core 3 client accounts in the $29 tier, unlimited AI agents, logo, light, dark mode, Stripe, billing integration, calendar, voice analytics, call logs. And they have the Pro one, which is everything in core plus. And as we can see, they have 3 different tiers, but still they have like the full custom experience. So moving to the second one, voice matrices, the same model or nearly the same. They start with $49 per month up to $300. And the last one and the most insane one is Chat Dash. The pricing is starting from $1,200 up to $6,000. Now let's look at this comparison table. Starting from Voice AI Wrapper, this is the range, and they have pretty much everything when it comes to white labeling. We have VAPI Wrapper, voice matrices, and as we've seen, they have different tiers with different features. Now, what is good is that VAPI is exposing literally everything when it comes to the endpoints. So whatever you need to do, you can handle from the endpoints with your credentials, like the public and the private key. So they have endpoints that can cover all your needs, which means that you can build on the top of their platform your agency from scratch, which is custom development. So let me go to VAPI and check this with you. Okay, here we are. Let's go to VAPI and then open their documentation. So docs, API reference, and here we go. So they have I really enjoy their documentation. It's very straightforward and just covering everything in a friendly way. So starting from the assistant. So these are the methods that we can access, like create assistant. So you can literally send the request with all your parameters to create assistant remotely with your credentials. So instead of using VAPI directly from their beautiful interface, like create an agent, which honestly, it is not the best thing for non-technical people, because I see it a bit complicated for non-technical people because, yeah, it's powerful, but not the best user experience for non-technical people. But for people like me and you, it's very good. Anyways, so literally everything you can see here, you can expose from the endpoints, like whatever you want. First message mode, prompt, tokens, attaching files, voices, transcriber, tools, analytics. Everything is accessible via their endpoints. Even attaching tools, voice library, phone numbers, pretty much everything. So what I've done is I used most of their endpoints to build full stack application for building and managing agents and assigning the prompt, the model, voices, tools, knowledge, even attaching with custom SIP integration with local providers. You can do this from the full stack application that I've built. So I'm giving you the idea just to think about it. And if you are interested, you can start doing this or start develop your own solutions from scratch with your own styling, with your own identity. It doesn't matter because you have all the endpoints and all you need is just your VAPI credentials to start utilizing these endpoints. And honestly, I found it the best platform for voice AI because it is literally very powerful and they have very sophisticated features like evals for evaluating your agent. For anyone worked with voice AI agents knows exactly what I'm saying. Testing AI agents isn't that easy task, isn't that easy job. It takes time. So they have this new feature for evaluating your agent and testing your agent to make sure that the agent is talking in the way that's supposed to talk, which is really a powerful thing. And I can see all these amazing things on other platforms like Retail, TensorFlow, and all the rest. So this is my personal opinion. Anyways, so back to the point. As we can see, we have it's covering literally everything, assistants, squads, which allows you to use multiple assistants together and forward the call, handoff, very cool stuff. This feature for handling complex use cases in which you have different agents and you want a path or you want to forward the call to another one, specialized it in whatever. Calls, chats, campaigns, sessions for analysis and tracking, phone numbers, tools. By the way, they have very advanced tools. And personally, MCP is the king. Anyways, files for the knowledge base, structured outputs. If you want to have like structured output from a call and store it in your whatever CRM or knowledge base, Excel sheet, whatever the source is, insights for analytics, and matrices, evals for even evaluating your agent can do this with their endpoints, which is really amazing. Observability, provider, pretty much everything. Right, so let's show you first what I have done with VAPI's endpoints. Run dev. Here we go. So it is asking me to sign up and it is connected to Supabase account, and we have all the migration files. So it is a real full stack application. Now it is asking me to sign up, and this is working with my Supabase account, and I'll show you all the migration files so you can host in your Supabase account and start have like the full custom experience. So let's add like this account at gmail.com with this password and then sign up. So I have my new account with available credits, and I have a specific formula for adjusting the credits with the margin, because we can pull all the usage from VAPI and we can add like a margin. In my case, I have 20% margin, so the price of VAPI plus 20% for the margin. But we can create agent. So let's start with the name agent, YouTube first, prompt B. So I will use this prompt for just testing. So hey, just testing you right now. Can you introduce yourself, explain what you can help, and so on. And then the first message is hi there. Let's add this. And assistant to speak first. For models, we're going to use OpenAI. This is the model that I want to use. Let's use Turbo, or let's use the default, whatever. Temperature, max token, voices. We can choose anyone. It is just passing the, let's think of it, it's just passing the value in the API request. Once you click on create agent, it is literally is going to send the request to VAPI and then create the agent in there. And yeah, these are the basic fields or the basic settings that you need to add. And we have default values. As we can see, by default, the voice provider is Voice Labs, which is the highest quality. But you can change to other providers like Cortesia, OpenAI, DeepGram. But we have default values to make the experience much easier. So I'll press create agent. Okay, here we go. We have YouTube first. So now we can test the agent. I will start a call with the agent and let's see. Connecting, allow the mic, allow this time.
Hi there.
Can you introduce yourself?
Of course. Hi, I'm your friendly AI assistant here to help with a wide range of topics. I can assist with answering questions, brainstorming ideas, solving problems, providing explanations, offering advice, or even just having a conversation. How can I assist you today?
That sounds interesting.
I'm glad you think so. If there's anything specific you'd like to know or discuss, feel free to let me know. I'm here to help.
So as we can see, we can test the agent that we've created in VAPI. And let me check this from VAPI's side. So this is simply the agent that we just created with the same exact prompt and the same parameters. So instead of creating the agent from VAPI's side, you can direct your clients to your platform. Easy, man. You can direct your clients to your platform, your custom, 100% custom with 100% control over your style, theme, buttons, whatever. So you don't need to pay extra money for other providers to have your white label or to have your new AI agency. And as I mentioned, all these things are customizable because we're using the endpoints, voices, transcriber, tools, everything. So I think you've got the idea. Now, on the top of this, I have the embedding option like this. So I can copy the HTML integration snippets to integrate this agent in my website. So let's do it. I'll copy this. And so I'll go to HTML viewer. Let's open the first one and I'll paste the snippets here. And here we go. We have the agent, but all these things are very customizable. I can show you something really interesting for a client that I worked with. So eventually you can have something like this. How insane. It is just custom CSS. But you see the difference? And the good thing is you can do all these things from your site. You can give the options or to have like presets for custom widgets like these. Pretty easy. Look, I think the most important purpose of this video is to give you like more ideas about different things that you can do. And don't just stick with traditional conservative things. Start to think out of the box. There are so many things that you can be good at with even higher results or better results than things that you need to pay to. So this is my goal. And this is my purpose, is to give you ideas and to open your mind toward new things. Back to the point. Now we've tested the integration snippet and it's working fine. We can just start the call from this button. Back again to my interface you have the option even to create campaigns, but you need to attach first to a phone number. And the good thing is I have the custom SIP integrations, and in that case, I'm mentioning the Zadarma because let me show you something. Now, Zadarma is a telephony provider or telephony service provider like Twilio, all these platforms. But the good thing about Zadarma is they are supporting different countries. And if you are living in Europe or the Middle East, you will need to check it out. Anyways, my approach is unified or any custom SIP integrations. You will need those three values: the trunk name, which is optional, SIP username, and the SIP password. And why I choose the Zadarma? Because it is general. What works with Zadarma works with Twilio. From my experience, it is the unified approach. So even if you are going to use your local provider to attach your number to your AI agent, you can handle this with the SIP username and the SIP password that you will get from your local telephony provider. So this is kind of more generalized approach. But when it comes to VAPI, we have ready-made integrations. So let's go back to their documentation. This is like a direct integration with Twilio. We have Vonage and the VAPI phone numbers. So based on their documentation, every provider has like specific requirements or fields to pass in your request. But eventually it is working 100% perfectly. But for the current version, we are just supporting the custom SIP credentials. And you can easily add this, and I've tested it is working. And then you can create campaign and attach the phone number to the campaign. But now because I don't have attached phone number, it is just send me back to this page to first add a phone number. And then I can start the campaign with the same settings. Now, this is my Superbase account with the currently exists tables that I'm using to track the user management, the usage, integrations, subscriptions, transactions, usage, user profiles, balance, and all the rest of the things. So the back end of this application is already working and it is tested, and the analytics is exposed from VAPI's endpoints as we checked earlier. And as I mentioned, the logic of billing from my design was 20% plus the actual fee or the actual usage from VAPI. So I add like a 20% margin to make it make sense. And when it comes to the source code, the customization options is very straightforward. Personally, I'm using Cursor. So everything is clear and well structured. And even we have the Superbase migration files. So you can reuse this project very easily in your Superbase account. And this is all you need for now. The Superbase URL with the credentials in the edge function, Superbase token, Superbase anon token, and VAPI public key. And I'll show you how to get all these credentials right now. Now, when it comes to VAPI, you can just go to API keys to access your public private keys, and you're gonna place the public key in .env, and the private key is gonna be handled from Superbase edge functions, and I'll show you how right now. And all the Superbase stuff is covered in the migration files, so you will not struggle at all, especially if you're using an AI editor like Cursor or Tray, when these things are making the process much more easier. Anyways, this is a sample. As I mentioned, the sample credentials that you need, and all the setup and instructions are mentioned, like and where to add your Superbase credentials, because the best practice is to have .env and an edge function that handles all the sensitive keys, like the private key of VAPI. So this README file is a great context for you and for your AI editor. All right, so this video was for inspiring you. The goal was to open your mind to new ideas and to show you that you don't need always to rely on other platforms or other solutions with expensive subscriptions. Yes, these platforms are great for people that want to deliver faster, but if you can work a bit on building the custom white label, it will serve you on the long term. I think it's worth it, even for your personal experience working on something very interesting like this. By understanding how VAPI's endpoints are working and how to leverage them to have your custom experience, and the final product is going to be 100% control over your platform. You're going to just host the front end without the back end, because the back end endpoints are already hosted with. So all you need is just to host this front end in a platform like Vercel or Render. You don't need to have like a back end because you are not hosting the endpoints themselves. So the level of control is what really matters. If you are serious about building an AI agency or becoming an AI voice provider, all the tools, links are listed in the description below. Hopefully this video gave you new perspective and sparked ideas you can build on. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.